Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's 2D here. So what I have today is a full set video for you guys. I've already prepped her nail, as you will see here in the next clip. I have her nail tips on. I'm just going to use my primer, which I'm using NSI Super Bond. I'm using my NSI acrylic system today. So for her, I'm just using one coat of primer. Like I said, some people need one coat, some people need two. She needs one. We're doing a encapsulated set today. So whenever I do encapsulated nails, I always put a clear base so that if they want to change it or whatever, we can just file it down to the clear and we could just change it up. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just doing a really thin clear base of acrylic. And the brush I'm using, I got at a local nail supply store, and I think it's a number 8 or 10. I always usually use about a number 8 or 10. Sometimes I used to use a number 20, but I got away from using that because I don't know, it just started being too big for me, so I went back to a 10, and now I go usually between an 8 and a 10, so that's comfortable for me. But yeah, nothing much to this step right here. So we're gonna do like a gold and pinkish design. So I have some like fine gold glitter, as you can see here. I already started before I press record, I'm sorry. And I have some chunky glitter pieces that I'm putting on top of that just to give it some dimension. And then I'm going to be using my Mia Secret Cover Pink for the other nails, which is what I'm using here. And it's not going to be to fully cover the nail. It's just to give it like a soft pink ombre effect, because the nail tip is like a natural nail tip. So as you can see, it looks more of a soft pink, like an ombre, but it's not really an ombre. It's just, it gives it that effect with the tip, and it's just a thin layer. And this look is a look that she found on Instagram. It was a picture of someone else's picture, so I honestly have no idea whose design this is, but I was just looking at the picture she showed me on her phone, and I was just recreating it to the best of my ability with the supplies and colors that I have and stuff like that. So this nail is just going to be like an ombre nail. We're going to do gold and fade it down toward the nail tip, just like that. And I'm going to go in and add some more of those chunky pieces that I put on the pinky nail, just to give it a little bit more something. So usually encapsulated designs are pretty easy to do. Sometimes I find them easier than actually painting the polish on, because you know, by the time you're done filing, all you do is put a clear coat and you're all done. This nail is going to be just like the pinky though. It's just going to be full gold, and it's going to have some of the big chunkier pieces in it. So now I'm just going to go ahead and encapsulate all the nails in clear acrylic. just to protect our design when we file. So I'm just gonna encapsulate. So now that I'm done encapsulating the nails, I'm using my 100-100 nail file to just file the sides and shape the nails up just, you know, a little bit to make them look like coffin shape kind of. Yeah. And after this, I am going to go in with a fine carbide drill bit, and I use the large barrel carbide drill bit to seal the cuticle and debulk the nail, make sure it's not too thick and bulky and stuff like that. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so like I told you guys before, she wanted this nail art design, and it's somebody else's design, so I'm literally looking at their picture and copying it. This was pretty much someone else's whole design, but what I'm using is Ugly Duckling white gel polish, and that's usually what I use for nail art now, because it's easier. If you mess up, you can wipe it off, and when it's perfect, you can dry it real quick without it messing, you know, without losing your art or whatever. So every line I do, anything like that, I will cure each one before I continue to make sure that it stays, because with gel sometimes it'll change if you don't cure it right away. So you'll see me go back and forth and cure the art as I'm doing it. And as you can see, I have my rhinestones right there. We're going to be adding some rhinestones on top of these nails as well. If you watch my other video of how to get your rhinestones to last 4+ weeks, excuse me, this is it. It's real simple and there's not much to it. It's like Gorilla Glue gel. It's called Gorilla Glue gel. No, you don't need to cure it in a UV lamp or LED lamp. It air dries, but it's just thick like gel. And that's pretty much. You will see me have a Q-tip, not a Q-tip, a toothpick, and I will dab a little bit on the nail. I usually squeeze some on a form while I'm doing this, and I'll pick some up on my toothpick, dab it on, and then put my stone on. Like I said before in my other video, don't put too much. If you put too much and it spreads, if it spreads when you put your stone on, you put too much and it's going to take a long time to dry. And if you put your stone on and you see you see the glue or whatever around your stone, like you see a I don't know, a ring of glue or something, it's gonna stay there. It's gonna harden like that. So take it off before it dries and redo it, or unless you don't mind, but most people do, especially when, you know, everybody's sitting there staring at their nails after you do them. They're looking at all that stuff. So this one right here, I put on crooked, and you see it's dry already. So I had to take my nipper just to get it off. That's how good this stuff is. You literally have to nip these things off. Okay, so on the thumbnail, we're gonna do one of these bigger stones here, and yes, this Gorilla Glue will hold down some big stones. They'll hold down like 3D. It'll hold down like 3D art too, like those different shapes. They have like Chanel shapes or those big bows. It'll hold that down too. But when you're using these big ones, these long rhinestones or whatever, you gotta make sure the nail is flat, because if the nail starts to curve, then your your rhinestone will not have, it won't stick to the glue, it won't stick to the nail. So make sure the nail is flat enough where you put the stone, or else you're gonna have like a big gap of space between the nail and the rhinestone, and you don't want that. So make sure your rhinestone always fits the nail flat or whatever. But yeah, this is pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed so far. If you have not subscribed, please do. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.